Now, of course, the left immediately went into overdrive to defend the indefensible here. First of all, they start lying about the numbers, pointing to ridiculous, irrelevant numbers about the number of unmaskings that take place every year. Now, what is an unmasking? So our intelligence community spies on foreigners. No surprise. And sometimes in that spying, they pick up the names, either communications from Americans or discussions about Americans. And sometimes that information is necessary to understand what's happening, and that person's name is unmasked. Typically, when reports are given to senior officials of an administration, they are laundered in the sense that you have intelligence professionals looking at the reports, looking at the raw data, and deciding what it is their clients, their customers need to see. So when you have senior officials asking that names be unmasked, they're overriding the judgment of the bureaucracy that they're supposed to be. We're all told they're the experts, right? Now, it doesn't mean they don't have a right to do that, but they have to have a legitimate basis to unmask and use this authority to find out what Americans are doing abroad. And the fact is, it's rarely done at the senior level as it's being done here. Sidney Powell, who is the lawyer, the excellent lawyer for General Flynn, she noted this week that General Flynn, in all of his time, he's a senior, ran the NSA, senior general in the national security establishment. Flynn unmasked one person in all of his career. So when you hear that there are thousands of unmaskings, don't you believe it? Because I don't know for a fact, but I am reasonably sure, based on my knowledge, that there are few unmaskings done at the senior level. And to the degree there were a lot done at the senior level, it happened in 2016, and it was probably political. So when they talk about unmaskings, they're not telling you who was doing the unmasking. So let's say there were 10,000 unmaskings last year. Well, if that was done by the intelligence professionals who are looking at this raw data as it comes in, and they're trying to figure out what's up, what's down, before they show it to the bosses, that would be perfectly appropriate. But to have the President of the United States, through his chief of staff, unmask an American citizen like this, of an incoming president, the top senior level, a top official of an incoming president and his successor, to have Biden do it seemingly only because this ambassador's phone call showed up in the newspaper. You have to remember also that this unmasking also led to illegal leaks of the contents of the call to the Washington Post. So here we have a list of people that John Durham, if he's doing a competent job, would be bringing before a grand jury, including Joe Biden, including the President of the United States, Barack Obama, or the former President of the United States, Barack Obama. I think he's still trying to run the show from behind the scenes through this attack on Trump, that's for sure. But this is extraordinary, and it shows you how important that transparency is to the rule of law here, at least to accountability. Because the State Department had this information, the FBI obviously had this information, all the agencies, Treasury had this information, all the agencies who unmasked Flynn had this information. None of them fessed it up. In fact, we were asking for Samantha Power's unmasking request from the State Department. We sued. And they said they couldn't tell us anything about it, including how many unmasking requests she made, because the news was that she had unmasked hundreds of people. Completely inappropriate. The sheer number suggests something else was going on. And the State Department was covering it up. And thank you, Ambassador Grinnell, who used to be ambassador to Germany, who's now stepping in to fill the ODNI slot till there's a permanent replacement, John Ratcliffe. He's been pushing this information out. And it's driving the left crazy. They're saying he's abusing the system by disclosing abuses of the system. That's the Alice in Wonderland approach that the liberal media and the Democratic coup cabal, and it is democratic, would have you believe. To highlight government abuse is abusive. To expose government misconduct is government misconduct. It's Orwellian. It's absolutely Orwellian.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.